Hello, my visionary unicorns. My name is Care, and this is the From 9 to 5 to Entrepreneur vlog. And I'm doing a live today because I have a lot of things on my mind, and I just wanted to share all these things with you because it's related to leaping from your 9 to 5 into entrepreneurship. And I love this vlog because I can talk about the things that I've learned on my journey going from 9 to 5 to entrepreneur and share them with you so that if you're wondering the same thing, you can have some insights and make your own informed decision before you take the leap. Or maybe you've already taken the leap from your 9 to 5 and you have no idea what to do and you're stuck on something. Maybe these vlogs can give you some insight on what you can do next, or just make an epiphany or aha light bulb moment come up. So I'm actually going to go get a blanket because I'm feeling really cold here, and usually I have a blanket on my couch, but it's in the wash, it's in the dryer right now, so I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Thank you for waiting and your patience. um yeah. Oh gosh, I have so many updates for you, and I don't remember which updates I shared in my last vlog. I was talking about remembering that you have a choice and that you can set boundaries in my last vlog. And I didn't actually like rewatch it again, because I was actually really sick at the time. So um, I want to see if I can see what the title of my live is, because I totally forgot what the title was. Okay, I can see it. I just clicked on the edit button. Putting my CEO pants on, managing money and updates. Okay, cool. So a few things I wanted to talk about today. Um, One, I am actually moving in 2 weeks, and I have been preparing for this move for a very freaking long time. Like, I want to say like over 2 years now. I've been preparing for this move, and things are now being finalized. And I was supposed to like have things packed up and moved out by the 21st. But last week I got COVID, and it sucked. And at first I was in denial because I didn't really think I had the symptoms of COVID. I thought it was just like a normal flu or a cold, but I had the body aches. I also could not taste my food. It was hilarious because I was craving like a berry smoothie for so long. So I asked my awesome, generous dad, thank you, dad, for helping me out while I was sick. I asked my dad for some blueberries and strawberries, and he bought some blueberries and strawberries for me. And I was like eating the blueberries and strawberries and trying to like taste them, and I noticed they tasted so bland, and I was like, that's really weird that my dad would like pick bland strawberries or bland blueberries. And then I was like, maybe I'll give it another day, maybe they're not like ripe yet. Like, I had no fucking idea that maybe my sense of taste was just disappearing. So the next day I bit into the strawberry again, and it started to taste sweeter. And then the next day it started to taste even sweeter. And then I started to actually look up the symptoms of COVID, and I realized that one of the symptoms is actually lack of taste and your taste disappearing. And it didn't really hit me until I was actually coaching one of my clients, and my client was checking in on me during the right before we started our session, and she told me she had COVID and her taste like took a while to come back. And I was like, oh my god, like, I'm so glad she said that, because that totally happened to me. So I definitely had a COVID. I took a new rapid test just yesterday actually, and I got negative on it. So I'm pretty grateful for that. And now I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. Actually, no, I took it about 2 days ago. So I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things. I went outside for the first time in a week. I was actually going out on my balcony. I don't know if that's allowed, but I was going out on my balcony during my isolation. And my balcony is like separated from other buildings. So, like, it's more than 6 feet away from other balconies. So, at least I think so. And it was really nice to be able to just go on my balcony for a little bit each day and get that fresh air. I'm someone who has like a very like intense like energy spurt when I get so much rest, that I need to like just be outside and like be active and stuff like that. So I'm really grateful that I got to do that. And then the other day, yesterday, was actually the first time that I was able to go outside after my isolation. So I went outside. I tried to avoid people as much as possible. It was probably the worst day to try to avoid people as much as possible because there were so many people out on the weekend on a Saturday. Everyone was like lining up for like this like free ice cream spin to win kind of thing at the ice cream place called Village Ice Cream on the corner of the street. Then there was people just walking and talking and enjoying things. I was staring at a coffee shop that was open later than usual, and then they asked me if I wanted to come in for coffee, and I was like, no, I'm actually just scouting rounds and locations for when I can start to socialize again and be around people again. So that was fun and interesting, and it was really nice to just like walk around. I also got stalked by a crow because I was stalking the crow. Like, I was talking to this crow that was like so cute. It was like cawing, and it was on a tree, and I was like, it was like speaking while tearing twigs off this tree, and this I was just saw the twigs like fall down in the grass. And it was just so cute. Like, it was like, "Meow, meow, 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 meow," and then like the twig would fall from its mouth or like from the tree. I had never seen that in a crow. I've just never seen that like very vulnerable, like animated kind of side of a crow before. And so I was just so fascinated by it. But the crow did not think the same of me. And it was actually flying and swooping behind my back as I was trying to like go up these stairs to climb this hill so I could get back home. It was fucking scary because I was just like, please don't fucking use your beak on me. Please do not hurt me with your beak, because that is the most like, it's the scariest thing I can imagine from a bird. And the crows are pretty fucking loud. Like, they scream in your ear, and like this crow just kept swooping by me like 3 to 4 times. It did not like me. These people pass by and they're like, it likes you, and I'm like, nope, that crow definitely wants my blood. So I realize now, do not fucking mess with crows when they're building their nests. Even if it looks like they're not really building their nests and their twigs are just falling on the ground, they got stuff to do. But yeah, anyways, so that has nothing to do with putting my CEO pants on, but I thought I would share that. Um, I will be making a social media post on like how COVID really like woke me up, how having COVID like woke me up in my business and stuff. And I'm going to be making another vlog on that. I think I touched a little bit on that in Remember to Set Boundaries and That You Have a Choice vlog from before, but I'll touch on it again later. So I'm just eating, like, actually, I just realized that this is my first meal of the day. Like, I was up since 2 p.m. today, and then like I just had this urge to like do chores and just like get shit done. My camera is out of focus. How we doing? Not No, it's still out of focus. Can I like adjust my camera? Might just have a blurry camera for the rest of this live stream, but that's, you know what, that's totally fine. Is it my camera that's blurry, or is it me? I think it's me. Okay, there you go. We have refocused. Okay. Um, yeah, like I was up since 2 p.m. It's now 3 a.m. right now, and like I didn't start eating until like 2 a.m. I ate a banana. I had a turmeric and matcha latte, and had water and ginger ale and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to get a whole bunch of things done before I ate today. Mm. It feels so good to taste again. Oh my god. I'm so grateful. Mm. My mom made these noodles. They're so good. It's called michai, which means they're vegetarian noodles, vegan noodles. But actually, I don't think they're vegan because I think these are egg noodles. So technically, they're not vegan. They're just vegetarian. Mm. Okay, so let's talk about putting on the CEO pants. Um, so I had to make a few executive decisions today. I was part of a project that I was working on, kind of like passively, for the last 6 months. I think I talked about this project in a previous vlog, but if I didn't, I'm going to talk about it again. And what happened was I joined this project, um, not by like a choice, but like I hopped onto this project after I was just kind of like vetoed into this project. I just wanted to learn more about a project that was going on that I found out through Facebook. And next thing I knew, I was in a meeting, and then I came out of the meeting becoming a director of human resources for this project. And I'm not qualified for that. It's an honor to be there, and it was all volunteer. So that was the one thing that I was a little bit hesitant about, because I'm realizing that, although I really want to volunteer for things, there are some things that I want to leave. Like, I want to not volunteer for until I'm at a point in my life where I'm like financially stable and secure. Um, and unless it's 100% fuck yes, then I'll volunteer for it. But this one was not 100% fuck yes. It was like, I'm just learning about this thing, and then all of a sudden I was just kind of just added as one of the directors. And you know what? I was like, well, I don't have much that I'm doing right now, so I'll flow with it. I made some really amazing friends in the project, but I realized, like about a month in, actually, that it just didn't feel good to me. Like a lot of the people in there are very amazing people, but I realized that the way it was run was actually really poorly run. It was very poorly run. And the reason why I say that is because there was no room for upwards feedback with some of the executives on the project. Um, I was kind of like gaslit when I suggested something and asked about something. So that did not put a very good taste in my mouth. And I realized after that that probably happened for a reason, and I need to trust my gut on this. So I mulled on the decision to leave the project for many months, like a couple of months, and then we took a bit of like a 2 month hiatus. Like the whole team just took a 2 month hiatus. Some stuff happened, and then now the project is like trying to reboot itself again. And I realized that I just want to actually focus on driving the vision for my business now and working on some other business stuff that I've got going on. And I just want to focus on like me and my life. So I made the executive decision today to hand in my resignation notice to the project. Uh, Definitely was very tough for me to do because I was like, oh my God, like, you know, there's always that lingering thought of like, shit, are they going to be okay without me? But then I'm like, you know what? They will be okay. They were okay without me before. And I think this will really help them find someone who wants to be in this space, who wants to volunteer, who can volunteer. Like, there were so many like meetings where we would like need to pitch in for a software or whatever. And I was not in a space where I could pitch in. I was not making any money when I first started with them. So I was not in a place to pitch in. And I just feel like, um, I just feel like that part is ignored. Like there's no acknowledgement or awareness that not everyone is as privileged as everyone else. There's no like boundaries. That's what I first noticed when I walked into this project. There was no boundaries at all. Like they did not understand boundaries, and they kind of made it seem like, the people who are working on the project, um, to really like speak up. So there was just like no responsibility like taken from the executive team. So yeah. So I'm not gonna say any more on that because I don't really want to dig too deep into it. And I'm happy that I resigned. I'm also really grateful for the opportunity to work on that project and just really like see what's up on that project. I gave like 2 weeks notice. So yeah, there's me putting on my CEO pants because I realized that I need to really be the CEO and director and founder right now for my business. I'm also there as the coach and the mentor as well. And I realized that like I have a VA for my business right now, but she's just not in a position right now to help me out. So I'm like, you know what? I got to put on my CEO pants and start doing the stuff, getting in there, getting into the grunt work or whatever, right? You want to call it. Um, and so I realized that by making this decision to resign on this project was actually a really good thing for myself and this business because I realized that, my business is an extension of me. And I went to Dan Locke's Smart Challenge a few weeks ago. And one of the things that I learned from there was that your business is a reflection of you. So if my business is stunted and it's not growing, it's likely because there's something in me that I haven't confronted and I haven't worked on. And I realized it was this project that I haven't left, that I didn't leave, right? So I'm really glad that I walked away from that. I know that was really hard for me because, like, I find that as I get older, it just like kind of gets a little bit harder for me to like walk away from things that I said yes to, but really meant no to. I don't know why exactly that is because, like, a decade ago, like, I was fine with saying no to employers that just weren't a right fit anymore for me, and I just moved forward so easily. And maybe it's because of the circumstances that I had at the time in my life that made it a little bit easier for me. Um, so another reason why I decided to like resign from that project was actually because I'm moving, like I mentioned earlier. So I'm moving in 2 weeks. I am going to move back to my parents' house. And I want to keep things very respectful when I'm at my parents' house. And um I don't want to be on calls where I might be on calls for more than 2 hours. Like 2 hours is my limit, and this project is great. But we also had a lot of long Zoom calls and a lot of long meetings, and I don't think anyone really understands boundaries for these meetings, and they don't really understand why we need to have boundaries for these meetings. So I was like, you know what? It's like too much trouble in my mind, and um I really just want to spend, I guess, more time just like with my family and working on what's important to me, working on my business, and I want to focus on that. So yeah, so I'm glad that I did that, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. And um, um, I decided to put on my CEO pants again because I realized that I needed to really just manage my money much better. So I am working on paying off my debt. I'm learning how to pay off all of my debt right now. And yeah, I'm learning how to pay off all of my debt right now. And part of doing that is putting on my CEO pants and being like, you know what, like, let's narrow down our pricing, let's be firm on our pricing, and let's not dilly dally on pricing anymore. Let's not try to be so flexible with pricing anymore, right? Like, there are some things where you can be really flexible with, and there are some things that you can't be so flexible with, like your pricing in your business. And I just got paid from a client today, which was amazing. I'm so grateful for it, and I'm grateful for my client. I'm really excited for her. And I just started doing the allocation process. So I take the amount that I make from client payments, and then I allocate it 10% to investments, 15% to taxes, 30% for owner salary, and then 45% for business expenses, operations, overhead, whatever commissioned for my support staff, that kind of thing, yada, 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 subscriptions, that kind of thing. And I feel like at the start right now, it's not gonna be as linear as I just mapped it out there. It's gonna be a little bit like, okay, some months I need this, some months I need that, some months I need this. And for this month, I need to um continue paying for my Calendly subscription so that my clients can book appointments with me. And I have multiple event pages on Calendly, so I need it to be active. Right now, I'm actually just paying the monthly Calendly subscription, which is not ideal, but that is what the business can afford right now. That's what I can afford right now. um, and then Google Meet monthly subscription as well. And then once we start to make more income, where we can actually pay for a yearly subscription, that's when we're going to do yearly subscriptions again, because that's what I really, really like to do. And also, I need to pay my VA her commission, and then I also need to pay myself like a bigger salary. It's a little bit tough because I don't really have enough for saving for the taxes time, and I don't have enough for the investments time. And right now, where I'm at right now financially, I need to just actually pay myself a little bit more. Um, so what I do with that is I pay myself more, I pay off for those subscriptions, and then I pay for my VA's commission or my support staff, whoever is working with me. And then I use my owner's salary to help me pay off my debt, pay off my bills, pay off those things. And then I put my CEO pants for my life on, and I call like my banking institutions. I call like the collections agency, and I and I ask them if I can either pay later, right? I just tell them that I don't have this right now and can I pay later? I ask them if I can pay later. And so this really requires me to put on the CEO pants because these are conversations that can be very hard to have, right? It's hard to admit that you uh spent too much. You spent over what you made. And it's hard to admit that you can like are not able to pay things right now, right? Um and I accept that. I accept that, yeah, that's what I did, right? I got into this debt because I wanted to make some dreams come true last year, and I'm really glad that I made these dreams come true. So for me, I don't view it as like a bad debt or anything. I just view it as like good debt, and it's debt that has helped me get to where I am today, right? Without this debt, I don't think I would be able to manage my money the way that I do right now. Um, so, and then another thing that like I realized like while putting on my CEO pants is that it's so important for me to be firm on my prices. Especially when I have support staff supporting me, right? Like I don't have like employees, but I have contractors, right? I have like subscriptions and stuff, and I realize that if I say no to my prices and say yes to someone who wants like a flexible pricing plan that has like nothing to do with the prices that I've set out, then that puts me in deep, hot, ash, shitty water, and also the rest of my company, rest of my business, because there's people who need to get paid, not just me. And so that's the mistake that I made when I took on my first client for my program, my program that I'm running right now. I gave her a very special offer that I definitely shouldn't have given, but I'm gonna honor it because I've already done it. And for the next client who jumps on, like I'm gonna be very firm um, with that pricing. And I'm really proud of myself because since I've declared that and like, committed to that, I have been booking people in for sessions and for their free mapping call for their dream reality. So I'm really proud of myself, and I'm staying firm on this. I've also got some coaches. I've got a coach that I'm working with and some other coaches who are helping me with this and also keeping me accountable with this goal, because like I can feel that as I ascend and as I grow in my business, that the old people pleasing me is coming out. And she's like, oh my God, like we have to please every single person. Like every single person that we meet needs to be client. And, I got to actually put my foot down and be like, actually, no, no, not everyone we meet needs to be a client. We only want to work with the best. We only want to work with people who want the best, which is us. We're the best, right? We're the Bentley of our industry. We're the Bentley of what our ideal clients are looking for. So I'm really focusing on like my one offer, and I'm focusing on my like my prices set in stone, like that kind of thing. And I'm just having like better boundaries with this. So I'm really happy and proud of myself. And I recommend that, yeah, if you're going to take a leap from your 9 to 5 to your business, make sure that you have proper boundaries set up, that you say yes to your prices, and you don't give in to people pleasing when it comes to your business, because you need to pay people. Like, you need to pay people, you need to pay yourself. You got to pay bills, right? You got to put the bread and butter on the table. Um, so that's what I'm realizing. And that's what I'm learning. And like, I think the more and more that I put my CEO pants on and I really start to look at my business from the CEO perspective and not just from the coaching perspective or the employer perspective, I start to see more of the bigger picture, and I start to be like, okay, you know what? Like, what are some little admin things that I can do to add to my business so I can make things more streamlined, more easy, and also keep manifesting and be consistent with manifesting that income coming in, those clients coming in, everything. So I actually updated my Trello board today. I have a Trello board, and I updated my Trello board with payment allocations on there where I take note of the payment allocations that I have for every single month. So I'm actually keeping more track of my money in the business, which is amazing. And then I'm also keeping track of my money like outside my business with my multiple streams of income. And then I also just actually opened up my own hour sheet for myself because I realized like I was scrolling through my Facebook feed and my Instagram feed, and a lot of my coach friends were talking about how many hours they work on their business, like 3 hours a day, maybe 3 days a week. And I was like, you know what? Is really weird. I have not like I asked my VA to mark her hours of how long she works for me, but I wasn't doing it for myself. So I opened up a new spreadsheet the other day and I was like, Kara's hours for Magnetic Unicorn, right? Because that's my business name. And I was just like, all right, let's just put this in. And I realized that I have created a business where I only need to work about 3 to 5 hours per day on the days that I work. And it's amazing. It's fucking amazing. I love it. I spend about 2 hours max with each of my clients each week. And then the rest of that is just like admin stuff. So I spend the majority of my time on admin stuff, and then I spent like maybe half my time with clients. So it's pretty fucking amazing. And the system I have so far has been pretty good. Like it's just been pretty streamlined. Like this week, after recovering from COVID, I've worked, let's see, 3 hours, 5 hours, 30 minutes, and 3 hours. I've worked 11 hours and 30 minutes so far this week within a span of 4 days. So I think that's so incredible and so amazing that I worked less hours and I made more money than I would make at my full time job within those amount of hours. And that's why I think it's so important to start your own business, because the income ceiling is uncapped. Like the income you can make in your business is uncapped. It just is dependent on the work that you put into it and the systems that you have in place to automate things and make things much easier for you so that you can work less but earn more. Um, so yeah, so I'm really happy with this so far. And I'm like obsessed with money management now. Like I just kind of like I have this nice system in place that just allows me to just be very like graceful and easy and effortless with this. I was posting a lot of stories on my social media and like making some posts and stuff like that. And I realized that my best times when I work on my business are actually during the weekends and during the late evenings. I don't know if this is coming from like my old 9 to 5 mindset, because when I worked my 9 to 5, I would work on my business on the weekends and then after work. And you know what? I realized that if that works for me and that still sticks, let's just continue it, right? Let's continue it until one day I'm like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, and I want to switch to a 9 to 5 schedule for my business, right? But for now, like I'm really enjoying like just like I quit my 9 to 5 with the intention of spending my 9 to 5 outdoors, having fun, playing, hanging out with friends, hanging out with my parents and my family and my dog, traveling, doing whatever it is that I want to do in the day. And then at night and on weekends, that's when I would work with my clients, right? And that's my client schedule. And also that schedule works out perfectly for me. I know it doesn't work out perfectly for everyone out there. I get a lot of comments sometimes where people are like, "Oh, like you work on the weekend, like that's not great." And I'm like, you know what? Actually, I feel pretty good about it, because like my lifestyle is different than your lifestyle and other people's lifestyles. And I know that some people have a lifestyle where, their weekends are dedicated to hanging out with their friends and their family on weekends because that's when they have days off, or during the evenings because that's when they're off. But for me, I'm the complete opposite. Like my family and my friends, most of them have like non-traditional hours, or they're entrepreneurs. So they work during the evenings and weekends like I do, but they have all the free time in the world from 9 to 5, right? And this just works for me. And I realized that it's also how kind of like I've trained myself over the years to kind of work. I remember like at my 9 to 5, I got the opportunity to try so many different shifts, which I loved because it really helped me just like get a feel to what business was like during different times, but also get a feel what it's like to work on different times and which one really resonated with me. And the ones that really resonated with me was when I worked the shift of 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. For my 9 to 5. And this was in place of the 9 to 5 shift. So I didn't work a 9 to 5 and then do 5 to 1 a.m., which definitely was an option, but I didn't do that. Um, and I realized that working that time, the first shift that I did on that was a little bit rocky. Like I just kind of like, oh my God, I just spent 9 to 5 like just hanging out with my friends, having bubble tea, and then now I'm going to work. That's so cool. Right. But then the second shift and the third shift after that, I think I did a fourth shift maybe on that shift. I'm not sure. But I did more than two for sure. Um, and I remember like it was just so amazing because I was like, holy crap, like I can work and then I can just go to sleep. Like it was awesome. And it was also much quieter at night, and it was more of an autonomous shift because um the support staff who would help us weren't around because they usually work 9 to 5. So there's a lot more of like doing a lot more boundary setting there in that role at that time, and also more research on our own. And so it just like gave me more time to really think about my work and do my work well. So I realized that during that hour, like during that like late hour, that's when I am the most focused. Not the most productive, but like the most focused. I'm definitely productive like in different areas of the day, times of the day, but I just realized it was just more focused, and like just my intuition's more heightened during that time. And so my when my intuition's more heightened, I can serve from a better place. Um I don't know why I'm getting like kind of stuffy now. I'm gonna finish eating my noodles after this live, and then I'm gonna finish my folding my laundry and then head to bed. But yeah, so I noticed that the way that I set up my business right now is actually really perfect for me so far. Where, yeah, I use my 9 to 5 hours to focus on just having fun, hanging out, and I use some of that time to work on admin stuff. And then I might have client calls during that time. Uh, and I spent a lot of that time like resting and just really enjoying my life. And then in the evening, that's when I do more admin stuff. And then I might meet with my clients in the evening. So I like this flexible schedule. I really like what I have set in stone, and now it's all about just working together with my clients, and then also making sure that I can get more clients in, and then keeping up with the income for my business, and also keeping up with the consistent income that I want in my life through my multiple sources of income. So great journey so far. Like I look back at the 9 to 5 to entrepreneur vlogs that I've done on here, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. Like I came from such a I grew so much. Like I just grew so much in these last 8 months, since quitting my 9 to 5 in October of last year. And in 4 months, 4 months and 9 days, it'll be the 1 year anniversary from when I quit my 9 to 5. And I want to just be very like honest with you that yeah, the last few days I have been still thinking, should I go back to 9 to 5? Should I do this? Right. And a lot of ideas actually surfaced today when I was thinking about that, because I was like, one, like, I really want to make this work. I really, 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 really want to fucking make um, I really want to make this work where I get to own my hours, I get to own my life, I get to live life on my own terms, and I get to do my business on my own terms and make this fucking work, and really make high ticket work, and really make my premium coaching program work, and work with premium clients, right? And I realized that one, it takes work. It takes work. It doesn't take hard work, but it takes work, aligned action, inspired action, and actually taking the action, not just having the thought and feeling it and manifesting it, but actually taking the aligned action, receiving it, doing the work, right? Um, and I realized that I'm human, and the things that I do, like, it's totally okay for me to look at a 9 to 5 again. Like, that's what I've been doing. I've just been looking at different jobs that I see out there, and I might scroll across my social media feed on Instagram, and like I see a company that I like, and then I look at their job page, right? And I just see what their job description is like, and then I see if it's something that I want to apply for. Like the other day, I looked at this fintech company. Um, and this fintech company is a company that like I'm familiar with because I use their technology when I've gone out to eat before. And I thought, okay, you know what? It'd be really cool to work for a fintech company. And the role that I was looking at was for an onboarding and learning like specialist. And I love guiding people and teaching people. Um, and it's a lot of what I do as a coach as well. And I was looking at the job description for it, and it sounded pretty good. And I was thinking, well, maybe I should apply. But at the end of the job description, there is one like non-negotiable thing that I was like, yeah, maybe I'll look at this at another time, because so what's important for me right now is remote work. um it's 100% important for me to continue to work remotely. um it's not that I have anything against working hybrid or in an office. It's just that I just personally 100% prefer working remotely, being able to work from home, work where I want, because that is what my body needs, and that's what I want. And this role actually was hybrid. So it's 2 days remote and 3 days in the office. And I've seen footage of their office. It looks pretty damn amazing and very cool. They have a very nice view, but there's still part of me that's like, you know what? Nah, I'm not doing the office life again. But I will do the remote life. I like the remote life. So, um, we'll see. We'll see if I still like think of applying to it, because I'm like, hybrid's cool too. But if it's not what I want, then I shouldn't really go for it. And yeah, maybe there's room for negotiation for that. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see how it feels in the next few days. I'm gonna sleep on it. And I realized that like I had all these ideas that came up today. I was making TikToks and content and all that kind of stuff. And I started thinking about how like I still have this kind of dream where I do want to try like different kind of part-time jobs and stuff like that. So I thought about maybe asking someone that I know who owns a store if she's hiring. and I started playing some video games, and then I started to just download some ideas. And I realized that actually, maybe it's actually best for me to see if somehow I can work as like an in-person coach in her store or something. So I actually pitched the idea and I asked her about it. And then I reached out to another store and I thought about doing workshops, doing paid workshops. Because I've actually been holding a lot of like free workshops recently and free master classes recently, but I want to take it to the next level where they're paid. Um, and so I'm just like, okay, I'm writing down all these ideas. I started the process of it. I just need to add like my payout account to Facebook so that I can start to host paid workshops now on Facebook. And I'm just thinking of all these kind of ideas that I can do because there's one thing that I want to make sure that I do is that I'm working remotely and that I'm working outside of my parents' house as much as I can, just because I want to make sure that I'm living an aligned life to what I'm guiding my clients to, which is living life on their own terms, living their happy life by being themselves 24/7. And I realized that, like, um, just because I move in with my parents doesn't mean that I have to like do all my work at my parents' house. Like I can kind of treat it like how when I used to live in my parents' house, I was at school or I had my 9 to 5 and I would just go to that every day. But I don't have that anymore. So everything that I do is like mostly remote. So what I can do is actually I can go downtown to a coffee shop or just go back to the neighborhood that I live in right now and just go to the coffee shop here and do whatever I can outside of my parents' house. And I'm sure my parents will be fine with that. So like yeah, so and that was the thing that I was afraid of, like hesitant about moving back with my parents is not having my freedom again. But I realized that I created my freedom so I can just tell my parents that I'm off to work or like I'm gonna go and work at the coffee shop. And like they're totally fucking fine with that because I've done that before for my 9 to 5 before where like I went to Kelowna with my parents, my family, and I didn't stay in my it was at my sister's house. We were staying at my sister's house. I didn't stay at my sister's house every single day to work. I worked outside of my sister's house, I think, for like 3 days of the week. And then so I did kind of like a hybrid remote thing, but that's different because it's not hybrid in an office. It's like hybrid in my sister's house and then a little bit outside my sister's house, which was really, really freaking nice. And like I think my parents would totally be okay with that. Because that's what I do now. I do work in my home, but I also work on my balcony, and then like sometimes I take my laptop and my books over to a coffee shop or a restaurant. I'll just work from there, or take a notebook there. So it's totally cool. Um, it does involve a little bit more finances this time, but that's totally fine. Because uh, I don't think like I won't be in walking distance to a nice coffee shop when I live back with my parents, but I'll be within walking distance to the C train, which can take me to places that I want to go to. So I'm gonna see how it is. I'm thinking about doing 2 to 3. Let's do 2 days in my parents' house and then 3 days outside of my parents' house. Um, I also can work on the balcony on my parents' house, which is really nice. And I can also take my dog for walks, which is really nice. And then, yeah, yeah. So it'll be interesting. Um, but yeah, so that's all the updates that I have for today. Thank you all so much for watching and for being here. I'm so grateful to have you here. And let me know what resonated with you. What were your takeaways from this live or the replay if you're watching the replay? And I'll see you next time for another From 9 to 5 to Entrepreneur Vlog. Bye. See you later.